up, fish tank people? Dustin's Fish Tank just bringing it to you with a pond update. How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing well. You're never going to catch Dustin at a better time of day than after a run. No shave, no shower. Sweat every day is one of the things they say to do. I'm in a good mood. I'm about to show y'all one of my favorite parts of my yard. It's been a minute. This is the koi pond. There's a long story in a video about why I have entirely new fish in here, but I'm in a good mood and I'm not going to bring that to you today. This is being filmed at the beginning of August. I absolutely love the way this pond has come, and I'm going to give you a little tour of it, but first let's feed the fish, let's feed the boys. This pond is way overstocked. And the reason it's overstocked is because several of these fish are not going to end up being mine. They're going to go to my buddy Jolly's pond. He built a monster pond. This is the kid that I got into the hobby with. But I want you to see these guys in their full glory. I got 3 yellows these days. I've got 9 kohakus in there. And that fish have birth certificates. They were not cheap. And then there's another big guy right there, my Sanke, excuse me. There's the two showas. My koi game has been off a little bit, but yeah, I absolutely love these fish. I would sit here all day and feed them, and they would let me sit here and feed them all day. I do want to point out the wide body on one of these guys. He's got a super thick body. I think it's that one right there. That kohaku in the center there, extra wide body. He's going to go to my buddy Jolly's huge pond because I just feel like that fish is going to be a jumbo monster, that one right there. So that's fun, but I want to take a step back and kind of give you a tour of what we have going on here. The easy stuff, we'll back off, we'll show some of the, I've got some taros, I've got some cypress here, or papyrus, excuse me. That is actually, I forget the type of lily that is, but that is a tropical, so that will die in the winter. Speaking of dying in the winter, check this out. This is an Echinodoris. This is a deep purple sword, I believe, that has been in there since last year. This thing survived the winter, and we had a nasty winter last winter, and this thing lives in the pond. So this thing has been there and survived the winter. Amazon sword growing above the water with a pretty wicked spider right there too. But flowering Amazon sword survived the winter. So I want to talk about the battle of 2 plants. The original design for this pond was to have exactly what I have here, which is this horsetail rush. That this stuff took off slow at first, but then immediately took over and actually comes out of it. But this is also where I used to have my friend the red stem Thalia, which is actually being overshadowed over there, and it likes a ridiculous amount of light. But the Thalia will not be dominated. The Thalia will just head another direction. Check this out. The red stem Thalia is being shaded out. Look at what it did though. Down to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It sent off 8 different runners that I can see off of that. So the red stem Thalia goes, and then when it gets back into full sun, which is what it's craving, it gets the more red stem on it. You see that one hits full sun all the time. And that same could be transferred over into your fish tank plants. Like the more light you give them, the more sun you give them, the more light you give them, the better your reds are going to be. But this is way more red than the one in there because that one's in less light. So I had to show the red stem Thalia still dominating. If my new dog will let me, I want to talk about balance with this bad boy. There's something to be said about the ridiculous plant load in this pond versus the fish load. I have a overstocked fish load, right? There's way too many fish in this pond. They will all get way too big. This pond, if I'm lucky, is 2,000 gallons, right? So I've got a good, I don't even know, 15 fish in there, which is too much. But I have so many plants, they work together, and I have the ultimate element. I have the sun above me, so I have full sun, which means the plants will have maximum amount of nitrates available to grow as fast as they possibly can because of all the excess fish waste, and then they grow huge, which in turn means the plants filter the water for the fish. So I'm running this high octane, you know, full sun, full huge plant growth, which is able to absorb the excess nutrients provided by all the fish. I do not feed them every day. Sometimes I feed them a lot, but yeah, the big lesson here, heavy plant load. The heavy plant load is supported by a ridiculous amount of light, full sun, no shade, plants growing up out of the water, which absorb more excess nutrients because they can breathe faster because there's CO2 available in the atmosphere, and then the plants, of course, feed them with the nitrogen. So if you're gonna overstock your aquarium or your pond, make sure you have a ridiculous amount of plants. Tank on, pond on. A little faraway shot here.